Hey, what's happening, Wargamers? Welcome to another video. We are continuing on the Tuesday series of videos where basically I just share with you something I think is really cool that I'm really enjoying. And lately, as everyone knows, it has been a lot of Marvel Crisis Protocol. This week, we are going to be taking a look at the second half of the Inhumans release, which is Crystal and Lockjaw. So, as people may know about me, I really don't know much of anything about the Inhumans. They were never really on my radar. I tried to watch a little bit of the show, which, frankly, I thought was terrible. So I don't really know a whole lot about these. So whether or not these hit the mark for the characters, who knows? So the contents themselves looks like we got the models, bases, some stat cards, and a couple team tactic cards. So no new crisis on this one, but that's not too bad. Just off the bat, looking at the models, Crystal looks nice and dynamic. I love the different elements that are in play there. We got the water, the stone, we got the fire, and looks like the water might be being manipulated through some air. I don't know if that's her power subset or not, but there we go. And then, of course, we got Lockjaw, who appears to be the goodest boy of the Marvel Crisis Protocol universe at the moment, being that he is the only doggo that we have so far. So, typical caveats come into this one. As you know, this is not going to be a review of the character cards themselves. We're just going to be taking a look at it and taking a look at the models and the pose and talk a little bit about that. So we got our instructions right here. Looks pretty straightforward. Crystal's got some pieces, a lot of moving pieces there. Lockjaw, on the other hand, looks very simple to put together. So let's take a look at the contents themselves. Alright, let's get that out here. There we go. So it looks like as far as tokens go, looks like we got some Incinerate tokens. We got something for Lockjaw, Wound, some status effects. So nothing outside of the ordinary there. Pretty standard stuff. We got ourselves the two tactics cards. So first one up, we have Elemental Infusion here, which is unaffiliated but for Crystal and active. So Crystal spends 2 power until his character is dazed or until the end of the round. When the enemy character that is within 3 of Crystal suffers damage from an allied effect. After the effect is resolved, that character gains one of the following special conditions: Incinerate, Stun, or Slow. I really dig that. I think that's really neat. Being able to put some more status effects on characters is always really kind of cool. The other one we have is Last Minute Save here. Let me just get into a few, which is unaffiliated and reactive. When another character allied within range 3 of an allied Lockjaw would be KO'd, Lockjaw may spend 3 to play this card. Allied character removes 1 damage, is not KO'd, and is placed within range 1 of Lockjaw. That is really cool. That is that's right up there with like Gwen Stacy's Lifesaver. I believe that's got a Lifesaver ability. So I really like that. I mean, Lockjaw might actually make its way into my my team as a result. So for Crystal, we got another Health 5 with long range movement, Threat 3, 3s across the board, and a whole host of attacks there. So we got some Earthshaker, which is Area 1 Strength 5, which is the... oh, it's not even a builder. It's just you gain 1 power for doing it, and there's a stun wild. We have Hurricane Blast, which is a range 4, power 4, which, again, you gain 1 power just for doing it, with a wild push on size 2 or less. We got Hydrokinesis, which is range 4, power 4, which, again, you gain 1 power and slow. And Volcanic Surge, which is a a beam 3, 4 damage, 1 power, and of course Incinerate on this one. So basically she's got no big super special attack, but she's got a nice range of different attacks. I like the fact that she can put various status effects on there, especially things like Stun and Incinerate. I really enjoy those quite a bit. Stun especially limits the power growth of certain characters, so just very nice. Elemental Onslaught for 4 power. After an attack made by this character during its activation is resolved, it uses the power. This character makes an attack action and must choose an attack it is not used yet. This activation can only be used once per turn. So basically for 4 power, you effectively get a 3rd attack in there. So that means you can theoretically put Stun, Slow, and Incinerate all on a single character, which is kind of awesome. I dig it a lot. We got Elemental Empowerment, which is just an always on. Each character performing a shake action while within range 3 of this character may not remove Incinerate, Slow, or... Wow. So not only can you put those status effects on them, but you can make it so they can't remove them if they're within range 3, which is stupidly good move or action efficiency right there. I like that a lot. That is fantastic. And then we got the Inhuman ability and flight and immunity to poison. I really dig Crystal's card there. I think that's really kind of awesome. Then we got Lockjaw, the goodest boy, with 6 health, 3 threat, short movement, 3s across the board. He has 1 attack, and 1 attack only, which is Bite, which is a range 2, 4 power. Gains power equal to damage dealt, and gives bleed special condition. But his special abilities is where it's at. He's got for 3 power, Drop It, which allows him to basically throw a size 3 piece of terrain within range 2 and throw it medium once per turn. We got Interdimensional Bloodhound for 3, which is choose an enemy character. Allied characters roll 1 additional attack die when targeting the chosen character with attacks this round. So if you really want to focus somebody down, that's a great ability to use. We got Teleport for 2 power, which is an action. Choose this character or another allied character within range 3 of it and place it within range 3 of its current position. And can only be placed once per turn. I really like that one. I think that alone makes Lockjaw make it into quite a few of my lists. Then we got the Inhuman ability, and then of course, who's that good boy? At the start of each character's activation, if there's another allied within range 2 of it, the character gains 3 power. I love that one because it basically just means somebody basically pets him and he gains a lot of power. So I really dig that. I think Lockjaw is great and thematic, and like I said, I think Lockjaw is making it into a lot of my lists. Just based on those abilities alone. For a 3-threat support character like that is just really solid. I like that a lot, and not just because he's a dog. Alright, so we got Crystal right here. I like the fact that the water effect is all in one piece right there. I was not relishing having to put a whole bunch of bits and bobs together, so that's really nice. The arms don't look as spindly on the sprue as they did in the instructions, so I like that as well. They really like doing these 2 separate torso pieces, but hey, whatever. If it reduces mold lines, it reduces mold lines. I think the only part that kind of bugs me is this little, I guess the 2 tactical rocks are kind of a pain, but all in all, it looks pretty simple to assemble. So yeah, Crystal looks like she's going to be pretty easy to do. And then we got Lockjaw, and Lockjaw is he's just going to be a breeze. I mean, that little weird wishbone thing that goes on his forehead is probably going to be the most difficult part to put together, and even that, dab of plastic, you're good to go. Otherwise, everything is just in a couple big pieces there, which is really nice. Looks like they're going to slot in very well to the various guide poles here. So yeah, so you guys know the drill. We're going to get these put together and take a look at the finished product. So be back in just a second. And we're back, and we are taking a look at both Lockjaw and Crystal at this point. So we're going to take a look at Lockjaw first. All in all, the model came together very nicely. My only complaint, I got a little bit of paint rubbed off right back there, but that's easy enough to fix. Otherwise, the details are quite nice. It actually took the washes very well. It took the airbrush quite nicely. I like the little droop element right there. The only thing I think I might go back and change is the eyes. I don't think I like the opaque white eyes for the power effect. I think I'm actually going to go back and paint some eyeballs in there, or some not eyeballs, but some retina and all that sort of stuff, irises, just because I think it'll be more interesting. But it was rather fun to paint. Just, nice, simple model. He came together really easily. There wasn't really too many problems. With the proper glue, I mean, the one contact point's not really a big issue either. So all in all, Lockjaw is a very good boy and a lot of fun to put together. Crystal, on the other hand, fairly simple model to put together, but because of a couple different pieces, I have a little concerns with this piece right here. It, depending on how everything is glued on there, she kind of bounces around a little bit, but I really like the separate piece for the water effect there. I think it adds a really nice bit of dynamic nature to the model itself. I like that she's kind of propped up on the rocks. It's a little bit different than the typical tactical rock that you get with a lot of other models. I like the ball of flame in the other hand. I think it's just a little disappointing. There's not really a way for them to properly represent like the wind element to it. But all in all, really solid model. Again, she went together really nicely. There wasn't really any problems with assembling her. And painting her was actually very straightforward as well, even with the water effect put onto the model itself. So all in all, a good model. I actually had a lot of fun with this one. In general, the Inhumans I enjoyed a lot more than I would have anticipated. So anyway, yeah, so that is Lockjaw and Crystal. So the last pair of the royal family of Attilan, of the Inhumans. the four of them together make a really solid team. I dig the models quite a bit, and as usual, I'm really impressed with what AMG is doing. I'm looking forward to seeing their next couple releases. So anyway, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button and leave me some comments below. I'd love to hear what you're thinking. And as always, happy wargaming.